Deck says, I don't care. Spend whatever it takes to win this title. And I think you agree with that, don't you, Colleen? Just spend the goddamn money.
Just spend it. Like, what are we waiting for? Like, if you got the money, spend it. If you ain't got it, move on to the next one. I don't need this on January 6th. Let's go. We've got a title to win, unlike others in this chat here today.
You know,
I know.
Can I say something? Yeah, I want to say something, and it will backfire regardless because I know what this chat's like. Hypothetically, Arsenal this great season, Arsenal lose to Tottenham, which is very much likely. It can happen. It is at Spurs. You only take points out of each other's, out of each other all the time, out of each other's grounds. Somehow, Man United beat City, which I think is possible. Then somehow we come to the Emirates and beat. You guys will get a result. We're only a few points behind you lot. Can you imagine that?
I can. Yeah.
It's not me getting giddy, but I'm talking hypothetically. It can happen. It is football. Things.
So are you trying to? So what are you saying? Are you bigging up?
I'm just saying you're great, amazing season.
Before we go on, Callum, I know you got to shoot, mate. Thanks for jumping in, bro. Tom Little's replacing
pleasure. Cheers for having me. Nice one.
Loved it.
Yeah. Great show. Loved it. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Cal shooting off. Tom Little's replacing him. Substitution here late on. Go on, Colleen, Kaz, continue your conversation.
Sorry, I'm not saying we're going to be in no title race, but I can't imagine. I've never thought that we could potentially be 3 points, 4 points behind Arsenal. That's crazy, right? It's possible. And then all of a sudden, it's what happens now? You know how crazy this year is. And I'm just saying, are you not confident that you're going to get past Tottenham and Man United? Be honest with yourselves.
I'm not sure about Tottenham. I mean, it's not like in the last recent years, the home team always wins. It's just the way it's been. It'd be interesting to see now that we're in this rich reign of form, the way the season's gone, etc., how much is on the line. It'll be interesting to see, but I'm not sure. But United at home, I think we'll win at the Emirates.
Also, one more question just for anybody. Newcastle. They held their own against Emirates. Don't give me the referee crap, Miguel, or whatever. That's some bullshit. Because I'll just talk about when Newcastle came to us. They should have penalty. We should have two. But it happened, innit? I'm not trying to blame no refs, but Newcastle, I think they got a massive run in for top 4 this year, and it's looking like it's head on. And they're not even playing the likes of Saint Maximin or even starting with Callum Wilson every game. They're going to spend. No. I'm talking about they. I think they can finish top 4 this season.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that next season, Tom, Callum, have hope. Roy will no longer be here. We'll be getting in some Geordies in for sure. Newcastle are finishing in that top 4.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's hypothetically. I'm just saying things
Personally,
can happen, right?
I've joined Colleen on the title challenge. We're winning this thing.
We have no choice. It's almost halfway.
We're winning this thing.
Girl, who you lying to, bro?
You don't sound confident
5
at all.
wins.
Bro, I'm very confident in the sense that at this moment in time, if we pull off the signing, and I'm looking at the schedule, I genuinely believe we can do it. It's not a situation where City have not looked themselves. Look at City, guys. They don't look hungry. They don't look like they're as good as they used to be. Defensively, attacking wise, I don't know what it is. But personally, when I'm looking at City facing Everton, Chelsea of years past, they take them to the sword in the first 20, 30 minutes. Now they're struggling with them. And I could see that going on for the next couple of weeks. Maybe Man United pick up some points off them. Maybe Tottenham lay on their sword, as my guy Patrick said. But at the end of the day, there's going to be more points to be dropped. And I think with this 5-point gap, it's not much. But who's to say come the next 5 games, you see that widen even further. But in the same breath, you could see it go the other way, but at this moment in time, I back us to continue our form, and I back Man City to continue their form. And if that happens, it just shows that they're dropping more points than us every single week.
The thing is, though, this is when City comes. This period of time, this 2-month period from January to February is where they just find it, and it all culminates with the Carabao Cup final against whoever they end up playing, where they win that, and then you can't stop them beyond that. The confidence they get, they just go through. If they can get through. I know they got through Chelsea a bit poorly, but I do not understand why João Cancelo was on right wing. It's like he's accidentally picked him there. He's put down 12 players and rubbed out the wrong one, so Cancelo's asked to do right wing for 45 minutes before he could take him off. What it will happen if they get through this run of games where they've got Chelsea, is it Tottenham twice and United?
Tottenham twice, in quick succession.
If they get through that with the equivalent, because I know one of them's in the cup, But if they get through that with the equivalent of 12 points, then that might just be the catalyst to set them on. And the difference I have with you lot and City is I know that they can go on these 15-game, 16-game runs to win titles. I don't know if you can do that yet. And
Can I
you
ask
can
you a
go
question?
on multiple 7, 8-game runs, but it's them ones which go on for ages and ages and ages, which are the decisive ones.
Let me ask you this: how much of that squad has been refreshed? How much of that squad has been changed? How much of that squad has actually been revitalized to keep them to continue to push on to reach those standards? Because as Terry says all the time, and as other people have said, when you continue to win and you continue to stay at the top, eventually you stagnate. And what I'm seeing this season, I feel like it's a little bit of stagnation because they're depending so much on Haaland to get a big portion of their goals. The rest of the team are not reaching those levels. If they now see the rest of the squad chip in more and you see Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and all these guys start getting more goals, then I'll be like, you know what? I can see that. But at this moment in time, the way they're playing, I can see them dipping.
I didn't think they played all that well yesterday at Chelsea either. Like,
No,
I
they
thought Chelsea were technically overall the better team, and it came from a moment of brilliance from Jack Grealish to come on. And Mahrez at the back post was Kukureya's crap.
And even then, sorry to interject, Kaz, very sorry, mate. Even then, Kepa should have just grabbed the ball.
Yeah,
I thought that's
why did he
right.
move his hands away? He could have just pushed it away.
It wasn't even
Personally,
that
Kepa needs to be investigated for that.
Yeah, that was so dodgy.
They need to check if him and Tony are like friends in a WhatsApp group or something, bro, because that was like betting stuff.
Yeah, that looked really weird.
And I'm because they're City and I'm United, I'm meant to be afraid of this team coming to Old Trafford where we've lost. What,
I ain't afraid of City. I'm not afraid.
I'm
not afraid of playing City. That doesn't mean I think we're definitely going to beat them 100%. They're not dangerous or they can't beat us. But I'm excited about that game because Man United are in good form. Man United in the title race, though, I've been speaking about this for days.
No chance.
I'm saying this: these next 2 games are the acid test, or they're an acid test because
who are your next 2, Terry? Sorry,
we play City at home and then Arsenal away back to back.
Okay. Ooh.
So again, if you win them both and play well, win one, draw one, play well, win one, lose one, play well, you might look at yourselves and say, okay, definite top 4 or massive favourites for Champions League or in the title race. But we equally could get battered in both these games, look bad and go, yeah. And that's why I don't think Man United fans should be getting carried away with things right now. But the next 3 to 4 games for all of the top 6 are so decisive. And you mentioned earlier that City and Spurs play twice in very quick succession. And I have heard a rumor, Patrick, that you have stated on record that you want Spurs to lose both those games just so Arsenal don't win the league. Is that right?
100%. And people thought I was crazy for saying that. The thing is, it's actually like speaking to a lot of Spurs fans today, it's like 50-50. A lot agree with what I'm saying and the sentiment behind it. Some fans will say you never want your team to lose. But the reality is we play Man City literally back to back. So I can't remember when it is exactly, but I think we played them on January the 19th away, and then we played them Sunday the 5th of February at home. So in between, it's only Fulham sandwiched between those games. So after that, there's still 16 games left, 48 points left to play for. So it's not like we play City now and then we play City near to the end of the season, business end. There's still so much football left to be played for. And there's 6 points up for grabs there. We lose those 2 games. Nothing crazy. 1-0 loss here or there, 2-1 maybe. Then that means that City got +6 on Arsenal. Arsenal will start to wobble, and then we'll really see what Arsenal are made of. They have no more cushion. And it's literally pound for pound, blow for blow between City and Arsenal. We see what this Arsenal team are really made of.
But you losing those twice might hinder your top 4.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens if you lose those 2 games and United and Newcastle win those same weekends and suddenly you're 10, 12 points behind top 4?
We still got a lot of football left to be played. We can still catch that gap. We can still close that gap. It's 6 points. 6 points is not this. The thing is, people are like, oh, what if those 3 points or what if those 2 points is the difference? There's so many other games. Why would only people look at that City game as that's the reason why you missed out? There's so many other games. So I don't buy that. If like,
so let me ask you a question then, Patrick. Tottenham finished 5th, but Arsenal miss out on the league. Or Spurs qualify for the Champions League, but Arsenal win the title. Which would you take? You've got those 2 options only. Which one would you take?
Why can't Tottenham finish 4th or 3rd and Arsenal finish 2nd? Why does it have to be either one or the other?
I want to understand what matters more to you.
Okay, hit me again.
Arsenal losing. So Spurs finish 5th, but Arsenal come 2nd. Or Spurs finish in the Champions League positions, but Arsenal win the league. Which of the 2 options would you take?
You're shameless. You're shameless, but you're
You cannot be waiting this
I'm
long.
really-
I'm
Yes.
really
Yes.
like, this is such a hard question because I do not want to see Arsenal win the league again. I really don't.
You've seen
But
Arsenal win the
also-
league before,
Yeah,
though.
that's
so-
what I'm saying. Again, keyword again. I really don't. And especially as well, put it into context as a Spurs fan. We finished above Arsenal how many seasons in a row and got nothing to show for it. The one time
Patrick.
Arsenal finish above us, they win the league. That would be disgusting. I won't
Patrick,
be
let
able
me
to
ask you
handle
a
that.
question.
So
If this was Chelsea and you had the choice between Chelsea and winning the league and getting top 4, would you be okay with that?
I wouldn't really care if it's Chelsea. I'm a bit Arsenal
So don't ever in
fiercest
your life
rivals.
ever again mention Chelsea as a higher rival. Any Tottenham fans, because that just goes to show.
Who's done that? No
lot of
Tottenham fan will
Tottenham
ever
fans do
say.
that.
No Tottenham fan.
Colleen, have you not heard this?
I've
They
never
try
heard
to say
that.
Chelsea are bigger rivals.
Chelsea are bigger rivals to Tottenham than Arsenal.
That's
I've never heard that. I don't know what
under
Tottenham
the
fans you've been
Pochettino
talking to.
era. You guys kept saying, "Oh, Arsenal aren't even rivals anymore." You had Dele
Maybe
Alli.
like tongue in cheek, but
Yeah, that's tongue in cheek banter.
Yeah, that's banter, bro. That's banter
Yeah.
saying they're not there. It's like when Lee Gunner says Tottenham are not our rivals because they never win anything. Like he's actually like a lot of Arsenal fans get angry at Lee for saying it, and I'm like, oh, you guys are so dense. You're not seeing that it's an even bigger insult by basically saying they're so small, they're not a rival. Like, get with the program. Like it's a great insult, but no one seems to pick up on it. This comment here, sorry, says, told you last time, Terry, Tottenham's small club mentality, priority for Spurs is Arsenal not winning. And I agree, though. I think the reason that Spurs fans have been ENIC out, Levy out in the last few weeks isn't because United have overtaken them, isn't because Newcastle were better than them, isn't because Conte hasn't got a new deal, it's because Arsenal are top of the league. And if Arsenal were sitting 8th right now, Spurs would be happy being 5th. That's why, for me,
No.
never achieve
No way. No
never
chance.
achieve
No
club,
chance.
ever.
It's not a coincidence that the supporters trust do a statement to the club at this moment in time. Why didn't they do it years ago? It took you guys 60 years to realize you need to put a statement to the club.
No, this is nonsense, and you lot are being disingenuous. If you're a Tottenham fan, or if you're someone that watches the club, you'll know that we've been Levy out and ENIC out for forever. But
all
because
of you guys.
now, yeah, a lot of us.
When
The guys that have been
ENIC,
27 of you turned up to the protest. 27 of you.
That was poor. I can't lie. That was poor. But that doesn't negate the fact that a lot of us are still Levy out and ENIC out. Now there's a bigger spotlight on it. But it doesn't mean that wasn't happening. It's always been there.
No, Patrick, this is what I'm asking you, though. Why does it take now that your fans are uniting? Why does it take till now that you have people putting in supporters trust, putting in statements to the club? And
the supporters trust have always been doing that, Agal. They've always been doing that. It's whether the media wants to pick up on it or not. That's the difference. And the difference is now, and also as well, sometimes it's a timeline. Sometimes it's a domino effect and things have to happen. Conte's here now. We've got a world-class manager. We know what this guy can do if he's backed properly. Conte's come out and said numerous times, Daniel Levy, I need this. And Levy's given him half of it or a third of it. And we can see, we know now that Pochettino's had the same issues, Mourinho's had the same issues, and now Conte's having the same issues. So we can see what's what. And people are starting to wake up. There's people that have been, pro Levy and pro ENIC. Oh, they've delivered a stadium. They've delivered our best run of football. But they can see now that Conte still needs additions and he's not been backed. So a lot of people are waking up. So that is it. And also as well, you're starting to see now, like Terry said, even when we're 3 or 4-0 up, the fans are still singing it. You can hear it clearly on your Sky Sports, television, TV coming through. And it's about time, man. It's about flipping time.